This broadcast on letsgoicctv.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Palm, Kegel Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
Hey Mississippi, let's fill the gap. Did you know Mississippi's community and junior colleges fill the gap between high school and skilled careers? Or that community and junior colleges are also a great value to students? It's true. Not only can they get degrees in these fields, they can actually afford the tuition to get them there. And did you realize that 96% of the state's community and junior college students are Mississippians? Not only that, they tend to stay in the state when they're done with college. And the more students that do so, the more skilled workers we'll have to fill the gap for jobs. And the more people to fill the job gaps, the more money stays in the state. Plus, the value of community and junior colleges in Mississippi is unbeatable. For every dollar the state puts into community and junior colleges, it gets $4.86 back, an almost 5-to-1 return on investment. So, come on Mississippi, contact your legislator and tell them to support Mississippi's community and junior colleges. And let's fill the gap.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set for Game 2 here between ICC and East Mississippi. If you're just now joining us, ICC picked up a 2-1 win in Game 1 to improve to 29-6. Overall, 20-1 in conference play. East Mississippi fell to 17-21, 13-10 inside conference play. This will be English, Vickers, and Singletary to lead things off here for the Lions in Game 2. It'll be Olivia Burns getting the start here inside the circle for the Indians in Game 2. Olivia pitching some of her best games. Had a 3-hit shutout to help the Indians sweep Jones County in the second game of the day on Sunday down at Jones. Jones was the number 1 team in the country at that point. ICC picked up a pair of wins, and they moved up to number 4 in today's rankings. You see the infield is in, anticipating the slap hit or bunt attempt here out of English. English pops this one up out of play. And 1-2 now is the count here on English. English 0 for 3, hit into a double play in the first game of the day. ICC held on to win 2-1 after the tying run was at third. This is going to be popped up, and it's going to drop for a base hit. Nicely done that time by English. Saw that the infield was in, reached down and popped one up and just dropped it out there in shallow left field.
Number 24, Ashley Vickers.
And now this is going to be the center fielder, Vickers, coming up to bat here for the Lions. So you got to keep an eye on English over at first. She's got good speed. She's stolen 3 bases. That's high for a team. She's been caught once trying to steal. Show bunt, pulls back, takes it for a ball. We do want to welcome all of our friends watching in support of the Lions this afternoon in Game 2. We'll try to find a baseball scoreboard update for you. As the bunt is laid down, only 1 play, and that's over to first in time. And that's a sacrifice bunt. Score that 1-4 on the putout of Vickers, and that sacrifice bunt being brought to you by the ICC Baptist Student Union, reminding you of the ultimate sacrifice paid for our sins. That's the ICC BSU. They meet tomorrow at lunch. For ICC students, all they ask is bring $2 and a friend. Hey, don't forget $2 for your friend. Treat them to lunch and worship there with the ICC BSU. This is Singletary at the plate. She is the third baseman. Takes that first pitch at the knees for a strike. Indians lead at 8-1 over Northwest. That's in the middle of the 7th in baseball in Senatobia. There's a hit over the head of the third baseman, then the ball gets away. So that'll be a single mixed with an error. And East Mississippi strikes early. So this will be it.
Number 18,
RBI.
Cameron Williams.
Runner was not able to go to second. Ball popped in and out of the glove of the left fielder. That was Sullivan. And now East Mississippi doing what they needed to do after game one. They had their opportunities, couldn't cash in on them. As that change up across for a strike. Able to cash in early with a run here in the top of the first. ICC bats, well, they were quiet in the first game of the day. Only had 4 hits, but did take advantage of an error to be able to play the run in the first. That pitch missing low for ball. 1-1 now is the count here to Camry Williams, the first baseman. 1 out and a runner on first. 1-0 East Mississippi's lead here in game 2. Pitch missing outside for ball. 2-1 now is the count. Well, Burns still trying to locate that strike zone. Northwest defeats Northeast in softball in game 1, 5-2. That changeup hangs up high. 3-1 now is the count. Also want to extend the congratulations to Brian Haloms being named second team All-American in men's basketball this afternoon. This is going to be a little flare, and it's going to drop for a base hit. Ball hits and run, gets away. And right now, East Mississippi just putting them where they ain't right now. Just got that one over the head of the third baseman. Really nothing that ICC could have done about that one. Smart play, though, by Vasquez. Didn't have the catch. Released and covered third. If she doesn't cover third, then that's a Singletary advancing to third without an issue. But her going back to third kept her at second. So with only 1 out in the inning now, this is going to be Thompson, the DP. Takes that first pitch across for a strike. So East Mississippi rolling early here. They've got 3 hits so far in the contest, and they lead it 1-0. That pitch across for a strike. 0-2 now is the count. This pitch popped up, foul territory. Vasquez goes over and makes the play for out number 2. This is Cummings coming to the plate now. With 2 outs, runners on first and second. That pitch missing for ball. One to nothing is your score. East Mississippi with the lead. Top of the first, game 2 here in Fulton. That pitch finds that inside corner of the plate for a strike. So 1-1 is the count, 2 outs. Runners on first and second here for the Lions. Fouls that one off, strike 2. Sun is out and shining bright here in Fulton. A nice little breeze blowing through this afternoon. Not really much of a breeze. The flag kind of just slithering around out there as there's a good-looking strike 3, but did not call it. Then the ball gets away out to the outfield, and the runner will advance to third on the second error of the inning. So the Indians with a lackluster start to this one, and East Mississippi has taken advantage of it and have pushed across 1 run. Now runners on the corners. 2-2 count with 2 outs. Can the Indians get out of this inning with minimum damage done? This pitch popped up. Left fielder will go out and squeeze it for the putout. So the Indians get out of the inning with only minimum damage done. 1 run on 3 hits and 2 ICC errors. As we will move to the bottom of the first, let's take a look at today's Coca-Cola starting lineups. And let's start with your ICC Indians. ICC and Coke. Now that's a winning combination, and Coach Kirk hoping that he's got a winning combination put together with Games 2's lineup. Leading things off will be Corey Child. She'll be playing in center field. Batting second, playing in left field, will be Meg Sullivan. Catching and batting third will be Samantha Conley. Batting fourth will be the shortstop, Bailey Springfield. The DP will be batting fifth. That is Macy Cox. Batting sixth will be the first baseman, Shelby Newsom. Batting seventh will be the pitcher, Olivia Burns. Batting eighth in the right field will be Mackenzie Piper. And batting ninth will be JoJo Vasquez. She'll be playing third base. The flex player here in Game 2 is the second baseman, Madison Carnes. Here's your defensive alignment and your lineup here for East Mississippi. English led things off. She's playing shortstop. Batting second is Vickers. She's the center fielder. Batting third is Singletary. She's the third baseman. Batting fourth is Camry Williams. She's playing at first base. Thompson is the DP. Then you've got Cummins playing in right field. Seals is catching here in Game 2. Phillips is the second baseman. Rebecca Williams is playing in left field. And the flex here in Game 2 will be the pitcher. That's Rodriguez, who is taking her warm-up tosses. Let's take a look at some Sonic stats on Briley Rodriguez. 8-10 on the season with 1 save. She's pitched 123 innings. She's given up 180 hits, 116 runs, 91 of those earned. She's walked 41, struck out 82. By the way, that leads the team. And she has a 5.18 ERA. That is your Sonic stat and your Coca-Cola lineups here for Game 2. Corey Childs will lead us off here in the bottom of the first inning. ICC trailing it 1-0.
Number 7, Corey Child.
So Childs trying to spark things here for the Indians in the bottom of the first. Shows bunt, pulls it back for a ball. Corey was honored before the game as she was unable to be a part of tonight's Academics Honors program. She received the award in accounting and in business. So Corey not only getting it done on the softball field, but also in the classroom. Takes a look at that pitch across for a strike. Left side of the infield, third baseman's in, shortstop in kinda. Now the first baseman to come in a few steps as well, second at regular depth. Childs looks at that pitch. Say it was inside, good looking pitch, but says it's a ball. 3-1 now is the count here to Corey Childs. 3 balls, 1 strike, no outs as Corey's starting us off here in the bottom of the first. And looks at that pitch. Maybe a makeup call after a little bit of a lobbying from the East Mississippi coaches across the way. And now the count goes full here to Corey. Corey playing in center field, where she has been pretty much all season for the Indians. And takes that for ball 4. So Childs will lead off the inning with a walk here. And now this will be Meg Sullivan coming to the plate for the Indians.
Meg Sullivan.
Meg playing in left field here in Game 2. That's where she played in the first game of the day, as we said. She flip-flops, pending the teams they're playing, from left to right field. She stands in, takes that first pitch across for a strike. Corey Childs over at first. She has stolen 32 bases this season, has only been caught twice. Indians like to see her get base 33 in this situation here. Doesn't go. And the count now goes 1-1 here on Meg Sullivan. A lot of time when you got somebody over at first like Corey, it tends to mess with the head of a pitcher. And there she goes. Throw down is not in time. And there's a stolen base for Corey Childs. That is her 33rd stolen base of the season. So now Corey in scoring position here. Anything down to the gap could score Corey easily from second and tie the contest. 2-1 is the count here on Meg Sullivan. Awaiting the pitch. Meg pops this one up. Left fielder's going to have to jog in, and Kemp's underneath it for the putout. Meg just couldn't quite barrel it up that time. Out number 1, runner's not able to advance, and now this is going to be Samantha Conley.
Number 11, Pam Conley.
So Conley, who is the catcher here in Game 2, caught Game 1. Pretty much has been behind the plate all season for the Indians. Good looking pitch that time. Don't really know where that one missed. Apparently it was low. 4-1. And Conley takes that pitch. It was up a little bit more, called a strike. Take a look at the defense, playing her straight away in the outfield. Normal depth, a little bit coming in on third. Beautiful afternoon here, sunny skies, partly cloudy. As that pitch drifts up high for a ball. 2-1 now is the count. Been able to work on my tan here in the ICC Foundation broadcast booth. Or it's going to be my sunburn, I should say, because I didn't bring sunscreen. Conley pops this one straight back, out of play, and 2-2 now goes the count here on the freshman out of Louisiana. Well, I know her dad and the rest of the family's probably watching here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. Want to give them a shout out all the way back in the New Orleans area. It's down that way last weekend. That pitch missing on that outside corner. Rodriguez kind of throwing her hands up saying, where was that? The catcher framing it extra long. Corey Childs thought about trying to steal the base, but faked it and was able to get back without any issues. 3-2 now is the count here to Conley. So Briley Rodriguez getting set to deliver the pitch. And it's ripped over the head. This is going to score a run for the Indians. Conley comes in the clutch there for ICC, and they tie the ball game now, 1-1.
ICC.
Take a look at that on the Little Caesars replay. A clutch hit there for Samantha Conley.
Number 21, Bailey Springfield.
As you'll see, Corey kind of shut it down and just jog in there, and we're tied now, 1-1. And now that's going to bring up Bailey Springfield. Bailey, the Game 1 winner. Inside the circle, she improved to 16-2 on the year. Takes that first pitch low and outside for a ball. So for Conley, that was her 27th RBI of the year. Ties her for the best on the team. Sacrifice bunt, only one play, and that's to throw over to first in time. Score that one 1-4 in the putout of Bailey.
Number 30, Macy Cox.
So now with 2 outs, this will bring up Macy Cox. We talk about that sacrifice bunt, then we talk about the ICC BSU. They remind you of the ultimate sacrifice paid for our sins. The ICC BSU, they meet Monday nights at 7:07. Brother Chris Burrows and company doing a great job there with the ICC BSU. Macy takes that first pitch outside corner for strike one. 1-1 is your score. Bottom of the first, Game 2 between ICC and East Mississippi. That pitch low and outside for a ball. 1-1 now goes the count. That's Samantha Conley, who had a RBI single in her last at bat at second. She advanced that way after a sacrifice bunt by Springfield. This little flare out in foul territory is going to get out of play for Cox. And 1-2 now goes the count here on the freshman out of Troy, Tennessee. Macy, the DP, is also a pitcher. One and two is the count. Rips one, but foul. We'll stay at 1-2. In the first game today, Macy was 1 for 3 with an RBI double, which proved to be the game-winning hit as she drove in Sullivan in the fourth. As ICC wins the first game of the day 2-1. We're tied 1-1, bottom of the first here, game 2. There's a shot right back up the middle. They're going to ask Conley, the score from second, to throw home. Is not in time, and Macy will head over to second after the throw. Big time hit there by Macy Cox. She gets an RBI single and a clutch one as well.
Number 22, Shelby Newsom.
And now this is going to bring up Shelby Newsom to the plate. So Shelby will dig in here for the Indians. ICC leads it 2-1 after a timely hit there by Macy Cox. That pitch missing, 4-ball. Shelby playing first base. She's the 6th batter in the lineup this afternoon. Catcher wants to go out and talk to her pitcher. Shelby was 0 for 2 in the first game of the day. She grounded out to the pitcher and also flew out to right field. So looking for her first hit on the afternoon, and the Indians would love for it to come once again with 2 outs. Olivia Burns is on deck. ICC has scored 2, looking for more here in the bottom of the first. And Newsom takes that pitch for a strike. 1-1 now is the count here on Shelby Newsom. Newsom looks at that pitch on the outside corner. Strike 2 is the call. She's looked at 2 pretty good pitches going by. Decided not to pull the trigger on them. 1-2 now is the count here on Newsom. Shelby fouls this one off. Out of play, and we'll stay at 1-2. Macy Cox, she's over at second. She had a single and advanced on the throw that scored Samantha Conley from second to give the Indians a 2-1 lead. That was the final margin of victory in our first game today. As that pitch drifts up high for a ball. 2-2 now is the count here to Shelby Newsom. Newsom ropes one over the head of the shortstop, and this is going to score another run. Newsom looking to go for 2 and is going to slide in safely with a double. Big time clutch hit there for Shelby Newsom. Well, some clutch 2-out hits here for the Indians have been the tail of the tape in the bottom of the first. As Macy Cox, the ball got out of the head of the shortstop, which the gap rolled all the way out to the fence. And the Indians lead it now 3-1, and this is going to be Olivia Burns coming to the plate. Takes that first pitch across for a strike. Boy, Olivia can really help out her own cause here with a base hit. She's the starting pitcher here in game 2. Indians have pushed across 3 runs on 3 hits so far. And there's a shot, but it's going to be a liner right to the second baseman to end the inning. But the Indians get a big inning there. They score 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We've played 1, and ICC leads it 3-1. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you, wherever you go. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
This broadcast on Let'sGoICCTV.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Palm, Kegel Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
And welcome back now as we move to the top of the second inning. ICC with a 3-1 lead after an RBI singles from Sam Conley and Macy Cox, and then an RBI double by Shelby Newsom. That was answering a run in the top half inning by East Mississippi. 3-1, game two, top of the second we go here. And this is going to be the catcher Seals at the plate for the Lions. Swings on the first pitch she sees, fouls it out of play for strike one. Remind you, as of right now, softball scheduled to go down to the coast on Friday. Baseball scheduled for Saturday, but a lot of rain chances, at least in this part of the state, for the weekend. So baseball could be moving that one around. Change up across. Beautiful change up, but hangs up a bit too high for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. So you want to be sure and follow us on Twitter for any scheduled changes that could be coming your way at Let's Go ICC on Twitter, or visit letsgoicc.com. Foul ball off the netting. Strike two. 1-2 now is the count. Right now, we don't know where the game is going to be played at Gulf Coast. It could be on campus. They're getting close to completing their softball facility upgrades. Changeup hangs up for a ball. 2-2 now is the count. If not, we could be anywhere from William Carey to Biloxi High School to who knows where. So we'll try to keep you posted on that as soon as we know as well. Don Hammock, the SID down at Gulf Coast, doing a great job as there's strike three. So I was saying, Don Hammock does a great job. He's going to keep me posted on the whereabouts of the game so we can let the ICC faithful know as soon as possible. That is a Renaissance Bank strikeout, the first of the day. Renaissance Bank, understanding you, renaissancebank.com. Now this is going to be Phillips coming to the plate. The second baseman takes that first pitch, low for a ball. One out and nobody on here. Top of the second. ICC with a 3-1 lead over East Mississippi here in game two. And that time just couldn't make up her mind on what she wanted to do pitching on the bat, I should say. And kind of a half-hearted swing. Couldn't check it. 1-1 now is the count. This pitch popped up and out of play. 1-2 now is the count here on Phillips. Rebecca Williams, the left fielder, is on deck. She's batting at that 9 spot this afternoon for the Lions. So 1-2 is the count. 1 out. We've already had one Renaissance Bank strikeout in the inning. Can we find the second one? Instead, it's going to be a little flare forward, and it's going to drop for another hit. Well, that's kind of been all the hits that East Mississippi has had so far. It's just those getting just enough of them to get the ball over the head of the infield that's playing in. It don't matter
Number 4,
how you get it. As long as you get that hit and get on base, that's all that matters. Now this will be the number 9 batter, Rebecca Williams, the left fielder at the plate, with 1 out and a runner at first in Phillips. Kier Phillips, no stolen bases on the year. Takes that first pitch for a strike, does Rebecca Williams. Shows bunt, lays it down nicely, looks to go to 2, and in time. Take a look at that on the Little Caesars instant replay, and some of the East Mississippi fans arguing, saying there was no tag. Well, it was a force out at second. So
Number
Williams
5,
will reach on the
Kelsey
fielder's
English.
choice. As you saw the throw, the foot was on the bag. No tag was applied because there was not one that was needed. And they're still arguing the fact there was no tag, but no tag was needed. Little slap hit popped up, and it's going to be squeezed out there in left field by Meg Sullivan to retire English and end the inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We'll take a break and hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this on letsgoicctv.com.
This broadcast on letsgoicctv.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Palm, Kegel Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings. Burgers.
7-layer dip.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
And an ice-cold Coke.
It's got to be cold.
It's Tailgating 101.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set to move to the bottom of the second inning. ICC with a 3-1 lead here in Game 2 over East Mississippi. ICC picked up a 2-1 victory in the first game of the day. It'll be the 8-9-1 batters due up here for the Indians. Mackenzie Piper, Joanna Vasquez, and Corey Childs scheduled up here for the Indians in the bottom of the second. Try to give you a baseball scoreboard update. ICC baseball on the road at Northwest. They lead it 8-2 after 8 complete in Game 1. So the Indians, as that pitcher crawls for a strike. So the baseball Indians, we're not calling it a must-win situation, but we're going to call it sure as heck would help win situation for the Indians. And they're up 8-2 now after 8 complete in Game 1 in Senatobia. Piper rips one but pulls it foul, and 1-2 now goes the count here on Mackenzie Piper. She is a sophomore out of Pale City, Alabama. If you're not sure where Pale City is, if you've ever been from Birmingham to Atlanta, well, you've driven right past it. Her dad, Charlie, in attendance. He has not missed many, if any, games this year. Super nice guy. He's helped us out on some information on games that we haven't been able to make it to this year with some text messages. And I tell you what, he was sending some exciting ones last Sunday as the Indians swept the number 1 team in the country, Jones County. 6-3-5-0 were those final scores. Piper pops this one up. Center fielder takes a couple of steps to her left and squeezes it for the out for out number 1. Now up is going to be JoJo Vasquez, the third baseman for the Indians.
Number 2, JoJo Vasquez.
So JoJo will dig in with 1 out and nobody on here. Bottom of the second. Takes that first pitch low and inside for a ball. Well, if you've never met JoJo, you're truly missing out. She is a spitfire. If you mess with her, she's going to mess back with you. And so I'm one of those people, if I pick on you, that means I like you. If you pick back, that means I like you even more. So me and JoJo got a little bit of a feud going, but it's all in good spirits. Bronson? Yeah, I like you too, Bronson. You all right. JoJo pops this one up. And it's going to drop for a base hit. She's going to try to turn it to 2. No, she's not. She's going to head back to first. Take a look at that one on the Little Caesars replay. She just dropped that one out there to the gap for the 4th hit of the day. And now we go back to the top of the lineup in Corey Childs. Corey walked, stole her 33rd base of the season, and came around and scored on an RBI single by Samantha Conley. That was back part of a 3-run third inning for the Indians. So Corey will dig in here. First baseman creeping into your screen there. Shows bunt, lays it down nicely. Third baseman, only one play. Throws over, not in time. I'm going to call that a single for Corey Childs, as the throw would have been a bang-bang play.
Number 15, Meg.
And now up is going to be Meg Sullivan. Boy, I tell you what, Meg is due. She is due in a big way. She's got to be patient at the bat right now if you're Meg Sullivan. Don't try to force anything, and I think that's what she's been doing here a little bit of late. Takes that first pitch. Inside corner for a strike. Flew out to left in her first at bat. In game 1, she was 2 for 2. I say she's due, but my goodness, she's 2 for 2 with a run scored and a stolen base. One of those situations where if you're Meg, you got to say, Gore, what more do you want out of me? Guess I want you to go 3 for 3, Meg, so I apologize. As that pitch fouled off, 0-2 is the count. So 0-2 with 1 out. Runners on first and second here for the Indians. Not a bad spot to miss that time with a pitch to Byrne as she was trying to see if she couldn't get an aggressive batter at the plate to chase one out of the zone for strike 3. Good eye by Meg. And when we talk about good eyes, we talk about the Kegel Eye Center here in Fulton. 862 Eyes. 862 Eyes to set up your appointment. As that pitch hangs up high for a ball. 2-2 is the count. That's the Kegel Eye Center, a proud sponsor of ICC Athletics here on Let's Go ICC TV. Meg kind of jammed on that one. The ball drops. Going to have to hurry. And the throw to third is in time. So that's going to be a fielder's choice. One of those you kind of had to hang up if you're the runners at first and second. 4-5 on the putout of Vasquez.
Sam Conley.
And now Sam Conley's going to come to the plate with 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Sam had an RBI single and came around to score a run back in the first. Like to see her repeat that here in the second. That pitch on the outside corner. Clips just enough of it for a strike. 0-1 is the count. This pitch popped up. Left fielder coming on and makes the sliding catch. That was tougher than it looked, folks, as she was looking right back into the sun. Found it to retire Conley on a play that easily could have dropped for a base hit. Nice play out there in left field by Rebecca Williams to end the threat for the Indians. We've played 2. ICC leads it 3-1. Let's take a break and hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
I could get the extra most bestest with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for $6. Or I could get a pizza with less toppings for more money.
Get the most cheese and most pepperoni for the nation's best price. Little Caesars large $6 extra most bestest.
Pizza, pizza.
You could say it's about the clubs. You could say it's about the ball. You could even say it's about the course or the weather. But what it really comes down to is consistency and hard work. Over and over and over again. At Renaissance, we understand consistency. We understand hard work. Most importantly, we understand you. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
And welcome back now as we move to the top of the third inning. ICC with a 3-1 lead. We do have a final in baseball. Hunter Hughes goes 7 innings. Kyle Krieger finishes for the save in the Indians' 8-2 win in Game 1 at Northwest. LeBryant Siddell had 4 hits. Hunter Neighbors had a home run. The Indians scored 5 in the top of the 6 to improve to 7-6 in the division play. The Rangers fall to 9-7, so the Indians pick up a big road win there in Game 1. There's a ground ball and found over at first by Newsom to retire Vickers on the first pitch she sees. 3 unassisted for those of you that may be scoring at home. So 1 out now.
Number 12.
Big win there for the Indians. Stops a little bit of a slide the Indians were on. They were swept by Jones on Sunday. Split with Northeast. Were swept by Pearl River. So the Indians, who has went as high as number 2 in the country, hit a little bit of a skid. So hopefully the Indians coming out of that skid with a big win there in Game 1 at Northwest. Change up, waited on it. Out to right field, and there is Mackenzie Piper to jog over and get the out for out number 2. And now up is going to be Camry Williams.
Number 18, Cameron Williams.
Cameron Williams, excuse me. (3-1) is your score. Williams takes a look at that pitch, low and outside for a ball. 2 outs and nobody on here for the Lions. ICC with a 3-1 lead here. Top of the 3rd, game 2. We'll take a look at some Little Caesars replays in between the exchange of innings. That pitch high, 2-0 now is the count. Burns in the circle here for the Indians. She's given up 4 hits, 1 run. That one across for a strike. 2-1 now is the count. That run was earned. So 2-1 now is the count. This pitch popped up. This is trouble. Piper coming in and off the glove. Said it was trouble. As Piper had to make a long-ranging play that time, in and out of the glove. E9 on the play. 3rd error of the ball game for the Indians.
Number 16, Carly Thompson.
Very uncanny for the Indians. As Piper making a long run, just could not squeeze it for the final out of the inning. So the Indians now see the Lions with a runner on first and 2 outs. That pitch hangs up high for a ball. This is the DP Thompson coming to the plate. She popped up in foul territory for the 2nd out of the 1st inning. Errors haunting the Indians so far in the game. Change up, hangs up for a ball. 2-0 now is the count. That pitch missing inside and low. 3-0 now is the count. See if Thompson is taking the whole way this time or if they've got a green light. Nope, she's taking. That one right down Broadway for a strike. 3-1 now is the count. See if she might be taking here as well. Waiting the 3-1 pitch on its way, and it's, whoa, good looking pitch, but called a ball. Ball 4 will give the free pass to Thompson. Good looking pitch, just a little bit too inside for the umpire's liking. And now with 2 outs, this is going to be Cummings coming to the plate. She flew out to left to end the 1st. Lions trying to spark a 2-out rally here. They trail 3-1 in game 2. That pitch falls off the table a little bit too soon. Good job by Conley, quickly pouncing on top of that one. Keep the ball in front of her and keep the runners where they're at first and second with 2 outs. The Indians trying to find the exit. Right now, Burns trying to find the strike zone. That pitch missing for ball 2. Another Bank of Oklahoma scoreboard update. Jones defeats Meridian 9-4 in game 1. They improved to 34-3, 21-2 in conference play. So quick conversation with the coach down the side before Cummins comes back down. 2 balls, no strikes. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. This one ripped but foul. Well, boy, that one right there had a chance to tie the ball game if it could have stayed fair, but about 4-foot foul to the left. And 2-1 now goes the count here on Cummins, the right fielder. They're playing her back pretty far over there at third base. Nearly a step in front of the grass. Shortstop a couple of steps away from the grass. And this pitch popped up deep to left field. And foul. Meg Sullivan had a chance to make a play on that one. At the last second, kind of looked over and made sure she wasn't about to run into the fence. So no true error on the play, but boy, that's a gift there for the Lions. As that should have been out number 3. 2-2 now is the count. If the Indians can get out of this inning with no damage done, it will be huge. Waited on it, ground ball right back to the pitcher, throw over in time, and boy, that was a big out there. 2 quick outs, then an error, a walk, and then a ground out back to the pitcher ends the threat in the third. ICC leads it 3-1. We'll take a break and hear a few words from our sponsors, including one of our newest sponsors, Legend Sports Grill, right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
This broadcast on Let'sGoICCTV.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Palm, Kegel Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. Check out this week's specials.
Folgers Classic Roast Ground Coffee, $5.98. Bush's Best Baked or Grill and Beans, 2 for $3. And Sunny D Citrus Punch, 64 ounce, tangy orange or smooth punch, $1.
At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. ICC leading it 3-1 here as we move to the bottom of the third inning. We were telling you about the newest sponsor for ICC Athletics. That's Legend Sports Grill. They're located right down the street from us here at the ICC Softball Complex next to Davis Ford. They've got great deals on starters. As you can, up to 5 o'clock, they're going for $5. After 5, it goes up to $6. They also have numerous pool tables, pool tournaments, some of the great food here in Fulton, and don't forget some of the coldest beverages in town as well. That's the Legend Sports Grill here in Fulton, located near campus. Tell you, a cheeseburger from there sounds really good right about now. Springfield pops this one up. Shortstop comes in and squeezes it for the putout. Bailey just still a little too impatient at the plate right now. Trying to force it a little bit and couldn't get a hold of that one and pops it up for out number 1. Now this is going to be Macy Cox coming to the plate. She had an RBI single, scored a run back in part of that 3-run first inning. Macy swings on the first pitch she sees, fouls this one off into the bullpen area. That one going for strike 1. I see a freshman out of Troy, Tennessee. The DP here in game 2, much like she was in the first game of the day. Hard hit ground ball, shortstop finds it, throws it over, low throw, but able to get it for the putout is the first baseman. 6-3 for those of you that may be scoring at home on the putout of Cox. And now up will be Shelby Newsom, the first baseman.
Number 22, Shelby Newsom.
Shelby had an RBI double, was left stranded back in the first. She just roped one over the head of a leaping shortstop, rolled to the fence. She was able to slide in safely after pushing across Macy Cox to give the Indians the 3-1 lead. That pitch clips the corner of the plate for a strike. 0-1 now is the count with 2 outs in the inning. That pitch missing high for a ball. Try to give you some more final scores. Softball, Northwest beat Northeast 5-2. Baseball, Meridian beats Northeast 9-7. Those both game ones. And then you've got Jones 12-2 over Colin. Coahoma 9-2 over East Mississippi. Those scoreboard updates being brought to you by the Bank of Okolona, bankofokolona.com. This pitch lifted, drive, deep, beat, and gone. A solo home run for Shelby Newsom.
Shelby!
A big-time hit there for Shelby Newsom. As she gets that one out of the ballpark, and the Indians take a 4-1 lead.
EMCC.
Let's take a look at, try to take a look at that one. This is what I'm looking for, is my replay kind of messed up on me there. Her second RBI of the game and a run scored, and ICC leads it 4-1 now. And I don't know what it is, but the home plate umpire has come down and talked to Coach Kirk about something. Don't really know what that was.
Number 3, Olivia Burns.
And now this will be Olivia Burns coming to the plate. I did not see anything out of the ordinary that we haven't seen over 30 games into the season. Burns swings on this first one, drives it foul and out of play for strike one. Some softball finals. Colin defeats Pearl River 3-0. East Central wins 6-5 over Hines. And Holmes beats Delta 8-0. Your score here, 4-1 after that solo home run by Shelby Newsom. And a little cat and mouse game between the batter and the pitcher here. That pitch missing low and outside for a ball. That was Newsom's first home run of the year. And this one pulled down the third baseline, foul. 2-1 now is the count here on Olivia Burns. Olivia lined out to the second baseman to end the first. Two outs in the inning, trying to extend the inning here. Piper is on deck. That pitch floats up high for a ball. 2-2 now is the count. Hard hit ground ball. Shortstop boots it, but gets it to throw over is an error, and that's going to allow Burns to head to second. E6 on the play there. I think the shortstop didn't realize the ball had gotten far away from her. Rushed the throw too high. And a two-out error now brings up Mackenzie Piper. Piper flew out to center field in her first at-bat. Trying to keep the inning going here. ICC leads it 4-1. Takes that first pitch across for a strike. It's Olivia Burns at second. She got there on a two-base error. Piper pops this one up. Long run. Second baseman, though, is going to go back and squeeze it for the out to end the inning. So we've played three. ICC leads it 4-1 after a solo home run by Shelby Newsom, the first of the year for Shelby, as we'll take a break and hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Wow, Sonic Nights is the highlight of the summer.
Oh, yeah. There's probably some pretty big names here checking out these half-price floats.
Oh, everyone who's anyone is here tonight. Look, there are those two guys.
What are they famous for?
Huh. I think for eating here all the time.
Are we good at eating here or what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, come on.
For a limited time, get real ice cream slushes, shakes, and floats half price after 8 p.m. during Sonic Nights. This is how you Sonic.
Did you know your child's eyes can be checked as young as 6 months of age? They do not have to know their letters or even be able to talk in order to receive a comprehensive eye exam. Your eye doctor can tell you many things just by looking at them. I'm Dr. Laurie Cagle of Cagle Eye Center in Fulton. We offer comprehensive eye exams to provide proper diagnosis and treatment of various eye diseases. Browse our large selection of frames available in prescription and non-prescription. Call to schedule your eye appointment today at Cagle Eye Center in Fulton.
Need money now? Get a choice pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back as we have a Choice Pawn position change as Haley Reed, also known as Boots, comes in right field to replace Piper. Seems to be the only change here. We'll try to give you your Coca-Cola defensive lineup for the Indians this inning.
Number 14, Leighton Seals.
As this will be Seals, the catcher, leading things off here. For the Lions, they trail it 4-1 here. Top of the fourth, game 2. That pitch outside for a ball. Infield looks like this. Third base is Vasquez. Shortstop Springfield. Second base is Carnes. And first is Newsom. That pitch missing for a ball. 2-0 now is the count. Inside the circle is Olivia Burns, and behind the plate is Samantha Conley. We'll give you the outfield after this pitch. 2-0 is the count. That one across for a strike. Outfield, left fielder. That's Meg Sullivan. Center field, Corey Childs. And as we mentioned, new right fielder is Haley Reed. That is your defensive alignment, brought to you by Tupelo Bottling Works. As that pitch across for a strike, 2-2 now is the count. Buddy Long and all the fine folks at Coke in Tupelo, proud to sponsor ICC Athletics here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Change up, waited on it, popped it up, and it's going to drop for a base hit. Another one of those hits that just put them where they ain't right now, and that's what East Mississippi has done so far here in game 2, and it's been effective, but luckily for the Indians, they've limited the damage to only 1 run, and that was back in the first.
Number 2, Kiara Phillips.
After English reached on a single, advanced on a sacrifice bunt, scored on an RBI single mixed with an error by Singletary. That's Sonic scoring update being brought to you by the Sonic here in Fulton. Mind you, they have drink specials, half-price slushes, and more after 8 p.m. here in Fulton. They're located on South Adams Street right as you come into town. Be sure and stop by and grab you a drink on the way home, and thank them for sponsoring ICC Athletics. That pitch right down the middle for a strike. This is Phillips, the second baseman. Last time up, she was able to hit one over the head of the third baseman and drop for a base hit. This time a grounder goes to short. Throw over to first is in time for the putout. 6-3. As the runner does advance to second, Vasquez made the diving effort, backed up nicely that time by Springfield for out number 1.
Rebecca Williams.
This is going to be Rebecca Williams, who reached on a fielder's choice in her first at-bat of the day. She was left stranded. Swings on the first pitch she sees, ground ball to second. Only 1 play, and that's over to first in time, 4-3 on the putout. For those of you that may be scoring at home now, there's 2 outs, and a runner is at third.
Number 5, Kelsey English.
And now this is going to be English, the leadoff batter, coming to the plate here for the Lions. Change up, hangs up for a ball. So 1-0 is the count with 2 outs. This pitch fouled back off the netting. 4 strike 1, 1-1 now is the count. Well, East Mississippi have left 5 runners on the bag, 2 of those in scoring position. That pitch missing low and outside for a ball. ICC has left 3 stranded, 2 in scoring position. Ground ball. Throw over is in time. 6-3 on the putout to end the inning and cut down the run there, as that's going to end the 4th inning there. Top of the 4th. They get no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left stranded. We'll take a break and move to the bottom half of the 4th. ICC leading it 4-1 here in Game 2 over East Mississippi. Back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
This broadcast on Let'sGoICCTV.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Palm, Cagle Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. Check out this week's specials.
Folgers Classic Roast Ground Coffee, $5.98. Bush's Best Baked or Grill and Beans, 2 for $3. And Sunny D Citrus Punch, 64-ounce, tangy orange or smooth punch, $1.
At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings. Burgers.
7-layer dip.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
And an ice cold Coke.
It's got to be cold.
It's Tailgating 101.
And welcome back as we have a new pitcher entering the game here for East Mississippi. This is Stewart entering the contest to take over inside the circle. She's taking her warm-up tosses here.
Number 2, JoJo Vasquez.
This is going to be Joanna Vasquez to greet Stewart to the contest. Stewart pitched well in the first game today and kept the Indians' bats kind of quiet, but ICC was able to pull away for a 2-1 win after a error in the first Corey Child reached on an error, eventually came around to score. Then it was Macy Cox with a RBI double to plate Sullivan to give the Indians the game-winning hit as that pitch across for a strike. As awaiting the 1-1 offering here. That one hangs up, missing for a ball. Two-1 is the count to Vasquez. JoJo takes that pitch across for a strike. Lights activated here in the ballpark. So you hear the buzz coming over. Vasquez pops this one up. It's trouble. It could drop for a base hit. Left fielder, though, makes a great play. What a running effort out there in left field by Rebecca Williams to rob Vasquez of her second hit of the game. Would have been down for extra bases, but a great play out there in left by Williams for the first out of the inning. And now up is going to be Corey Childs. Corey, 1 for 1 of the day. She did walk, stole her 33rd base of the year, and scored a run. Takes that first pitch across for a strike. I tell you what, Stewart has been dialed in this season, or I should say today. As she is handcuffed the Indians, and there's a shot, and it's going to drop for a base hit right on cue. Thank you, Corey. coming in for her second hit of the day. Made me look bad. I was talking about how well Stewart was pitching, and I apologize to A.G. Stewart. That one was on me. But ICC fans happy I said that. East Mississippi fans not so much. Now this is going to be Meg Sullivan. She reached on a fielder's choice in her previous at-bat, flew out to left, looking for her first hit after having a pair of hits in the first game of the day. First pitch missing low and inside for a ball. ICC Spotlight on the men's basketball program. They get their second All-American in 5 seasons. Brian Halams, the Ole Miss signee. So that's going to be a infield single for Sullivan. But yeah, Brian Halams, the Ole Miss signee, named to the second team NJCAA All-America team.
Number 11, Sam Conley.
This will be Sam Conley coming to the plate now. 1 out. Runners on first and second here for the Indians. Sam in an RBI opportunity here. She gets an RBI, I believe, will take over the lead for RBIs as that pitch across for a strike. She may already have taken over the lead in RBIs. Let me double check that. She came in with 26, 1 behind Meg Sullivan. Yes, she does now lead the team in RBIs. And a double steal executed nicely that time by the Indians. So Conley with 28 RBIs on the year, leading the team. Steal number 34 and 15 for Childs and Sullivan. Well, a big hit opportunity here for Conley. Takes a look at that pitch outside, but called a strike. 1-2 now is the count. Sun continuing to set here in Fulton. ICC leads it 4-1. We're in the bottom of the 4th in game 2. 1-2 is the count. Conley hits one to the shortstop. And they're going to get the tag over at third, but the run will score.
ICC.
Take a look at that on the instant replay. Childs scores the run. They do get the fielder's choice.
Number 21, Bailey.
6-5. It is an RBI there for Samantha Conley. And now this will bring up Bailey Springfield. Springfield lets that pitch low for a ball. Runner at first, that's Samantha Conley who reached on a fielder's choice after Sullivan was retired. 6-5 on the fielder's choice. 2 outs in the inning now. First pitch missing for a ball. That one missing for a ball as well. 2-0 now is the count here to Bailey Springfield. She had a sacrifice bunt in her first at bat of the day and then popped up to the shortstop to start the third. Bailey was our Legend Sports Grill legend of the game in game 1-7 Renaissance Bank strikeouts. Hard hit ground ball, bobbled around, and the ball still loose. And that's going to be an error on the second baseman. Kind of an awkward play that time as came up, hit her in the chest, and tried to touch the bag with the ball and dropped the ball. Conley went for a spill, but was able to get up and had the wherewithal to put her foot immediately back on the base after she fell through the bag. And now we're going to have a meeting inside the circle here for EMCC. We'll take a break and hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this. ICC leads it 5-1 in game 2, bottom of the 4th.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings. Burgers.
7-layer dip.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
And an ice-cold Coke.
It's got to be cold.
It's Tailgating 101.
And welcome back. No pitching change made there for the Lions as Macy Cox at the plate. She had an RBI single in her first at bat, scored a run. She also grounded out to the shortstop. Takes that first pitch, just missing outside for a ball. Indians lead at 5-1. We're here in the bottom of the fourth. Umpire going to come out and dust off the plate there. Lights are on, but not necessarily needed right now. Cox looks at that pitch low for ball 2. 2-0 now. Is the count here to Macy Cox, the DP. Macy trying to pick up another RBI. Waits on it, ground ball. Third baseman finds it and it's going to beat Conley to the bag. Nice effort over there at third. Good effort by Conley sliding in. Just couldn't quite get there in time. And that will end the inning. Indians get 1 run on 2 hits and 1 error. They lead it 5-1 after 4 complete. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
What if Mississippi's community and junior colleges didn't exist? You'd see a much different Mississippi, one without these degrees. And the jobs that come from them. One where many would fail to get a higher education because affordable community and junior college is their only hope. We're in danger of this happening thanks to state budget cuts. In fact, Mississippi once ranked #1 in America's community and junior college systems. #1. But now has slipped out of the top 10, way out, which is already a consequence of budget cuts. So, what if community and junior colleges didn't exist? If budget cuts continue, we may well find out. Contact your legislator and tell them to support Mississippi's community and junior colleges.
Gotta be hoops and wings. Nah, subs. Wings all day. How about a sub? Dude, wings.
Nah.
Really?
Gotta have ice cold Coke.
I'll drink to that. Now that's how it's done.
And welcome back. Now as we move to the top of the 5th inning, ICC with a 5-1 lead here in Game 2, scheduled up for East Mississippi. Vickers, Singletary, and Cameron Williams all due up. Vickers 0 for 1 with the sacrifice bunt. Singletary is 1 for 2. Cameron Williams also 1 for 2.
Mississippi, number 24, Ashley Vickers.
So this will be Vickers at the plate, trying to start things off here for the Lions, looking to rally. ICC looking to try to pick up their 30th win of the season. It'll be 7 straight years that ICC has 30 wins on the season. Moved up to number 4 in today's NJCAA rankings, the highest rankings of the season for the Indians ever. So that pitch clips the corner for a strike. 0-2 now is the count to Vickers. They got there after sweeping the #1 team in the country, Jones County, 6-3-5-0 at Jones. So that pitch outside for a ball. 1-2 now is the count. The new #1 team is Des Moines, Iowa. They only lost to them twice by 1 run. One of those runs coming on an error earlier this season. That was during spring break. Is that pitch missing low for a ball in the dirt? 2-2 now is the count. East Mississippi 17-21, 13-10 in conference play. They entered this series 7th in the conference. ICC 29-6, 20-1 inside conference play. Slow ground ball, shortstop gets it and gets the putout. Bailey Springfield showing off some nice leather over there at short. Gets to throw on the run and gets the putout for out #1. Vickers retired for the 2nd time today. Actually retired 3 times, but the first time was on a sacrifice bunt.
Number 12,
so it does not count as an at-bat.
Singletary.
So this will be Singletary, who had an RBI single. Mixed in with the error. She also was able to move to 3rd after an errant throw by the catcher, trying to pick off move. She was left stranded there. That was back in the 1st inning. It was when they scored 1 run in the 1st. That pitch looked pretty good. You heard some oohs and ahs out of the ICC faithful below us, but called a ball. 1-1 now. Here's the count with 1 out and nobody on. Singletary, the third baseman, here for East Mississippi in game 2. That pitch missing low. 2-1 now is the count. Beautiful evening here in Fulton. Chamber of Commerce-like weather. A few little clouds in the skies. Temperatures dropping, but nothing unpleasant. Is that pitch missing? 3-1 now is the count. This pitch fouled off the netting for a strike. 3-2. Count goes full. 1 out here. Top of the 5th. ICC leading it 5-1. Singletary. This hit ripped and is foul. About 3-foot foul down the left field line. So we'll do it all over again at 3-2. See if they've gotten baseball fired up yet in Senatobia. ICC picked up an 8-2 win in the first game of the day. That was a big win there for the Indians. Kind of hopefully break a little slump there for ICC. There's strike 3. Beautiful pitch on that inside. And that is going to be her second Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game. Second out of the inning
Number
now.
18, Cameron Williams.
And now this is going to be Cameron Williams. Williams, 1 for 2. She did reach on an error. She does have a single, was left stranded back in the first. She doubled off the base of the fence. In the first game of the day, that pitch paints the outside corner for a strike. That pitch missing for a ball. Baseball about to get started in game 2, or probably have already gotten started. You can watch that on nwccrangers.com/watch. nwccrangers.com/watch as that pitch fouled off for strike 2. Austin King getting the start in game 2 for the Indians. ICC trying to go on the road and get a rare sweep in Senatobia. One-two pitch coming. Change up. Swung on and missed for strike 3. It was a beauty. And a great call there on the change up. Back-to-back Renaissance Bank strikeouts to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Go the Lions in the 5th. We'll take a break and hear a few words from our sponsors and come back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
So you took Little Caesar's Extra Most Bestest pizza that has the most cheese and pepperoni at the nation's best price and then stuffed more cheese into the crust?
Yep, it's got 3 feet of cheese stuffed in the crust.
Huh. They added more cheese to the pizza with the most cheese. They added more cheese to the pizza with the most cheese. They added more cheese to their pizza with
Poor
the
guy.
most cheese.
Couldn't wrap his mind around all that cheese.
They added
Got a large Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest stuffed crust pepperoni pizza for $9.
Pizza. You could say it's about the clubs. You could say it's about the ball. You could even say it's about the course or the weather. But what it really comes down to is consistency and hard work. Over and over and over again. At Renaissance, we understand consistency. We understand hard work. Most importantly, we understand you. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
And welcome back now as we get set to move to the bottom of the 5th inning. ICC with a 5-1 lead here over East Mississippi. Stewart still in the circle here for the Lions. She came in to replace Rodriguez to start the 4th. Rodriguez still on the hook here for the loss in game 1. It'll be Shelby Newsome coming to the plate. Shelby, pretty good game 2. She's got a double that drove in a run. She hit a solo home run, which obviously drove in a run. So she is 2 for 2 with a double and a home run and a run scored. So Shelby looking to stay hot here in game 2, trying to start the inning off for the Indians. Newsom looks at that pitch low for a ball. Due up, scheduled to be up, I should say, is Newsom, Burns, and I believe it should be Boots in the hole as that pitch across at the knees for a strike. Indians up 5-1 here in game 2 against East Mississippi. They won the first game of the day 2-1. That pitch high and outside for a ball. 2-1 now goes the count. So 2 balls, 1 strike, no outs as Newsom starts us off here. Hard hit ball right at the shortstop, gloves it, plenty of time, throws over and gets the out. Score that 6-3. One of those balls that kind of got on top of the shortstop, English, before she knew it. And she was able to gather herself, had plenty of time to throw over for the putout. And now this is going to be Olivia Burns. So Burns will dig in with nobody on and 1 out, top of the 5th, asking for time and gets it. Burns got 3 runs from the Indians' bats in the bottom of the 1st, 1 in the 3rd and 1 in the 4th. She pops this one up, shortstop jogging back, comes up, calls everyone off, and gets it for the out. F6 for those scoring at home, and now up is going to be Haley Reed.
Number 8, Boots Reed.
So Haley will come in this situation, trying to spark a 2-out rally for the Indians. Boots takes that first pitch across for a strike. This is Haley's first at-bat of the afternoon. 2 outs and nobody on, bottom of the 5th. Swings at the fastball, couldn't catch up with it. 0-2 now is the count here on the right fielder, Reed. Check swing, fouls it back, out of play. We'll stay at 0-2. Good job finding a piece of that one that time to keep the at-bat alive for Boots. So 0-2 is the count, 2 outs. Reed fouls this one off, and it's off the leg of the catcher. Home plate umpire doing a good job of coming out to get that one himself. He's going to walk the ball back out to the pitcher just to give the catcher a little extra time to catch her breath. That's Seals behind the plate. She looks to be okay. The home plate umpire will come back and check the catcher as he retrieves the foul ball. Says, "You okay?" And she kind of just looks away. So one of those, it hurts, but if you talk about it, it's going to hurt even worse. 0-2 now is the count. Good job to see Seals battle through. There's a ground ball. Second baseman gets it. Going to have to hurry in the throw over in time to end the inning. A 3-up, 3-down inning there for the Indians. Score that one 4-3 to retire Boots. We've played 5 here in Fulton in Game 2. ICC leads it 5-1. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
This broadcast on Let'sGoICCTV.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Palm, Kegel Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
I could get the extra most bestest with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for $6. Or I could get a pizza with less toppings for more money.
Get the most cheese and most pepperoni for the nation's best price. Little Caesars large $6 extra most bestest.
Pizza.
Do want to remind you, ICC fans, the fastest pizza in Itawamba County just got faster. Thanks to the new mobile app for Little Caesars, you can download the app, enter your information, set up your profile, order your pizza on your phone, walk in and act like you're Eminem in the early 90s. Say, my name is, grab your pizza, walk out, and enjoy your Little Caesars pizza here in Fulton. Olivia Burns still in the circle here for the Indians. That first pitch drifts high for a ball. Thompson, Cummings, and Seals due up here for East Mississippi in the top of the sixth. Pitch missing inside for a ball. 2-0 now is the count. Well, the strike zone has been pretty tight today, but it has been consistent for both teams. And that's really all you ask for. That pitch fouled back. Strike one, 2-1. Had a chance to catch up with Bree Harfer in between games. Good to see Bree coming back and supporting her former teammates. 2-1 pitch coming. This one fouled back. 2-2 now is the count on Thompson. She's 0 for 1 today with a walk. Ole Miss leading Southern Miss 1-0. That's in the top of the second. 2 balls, 2 strikes, change up, fouls it back. Of course, that's baseball update there. 1-0, Ole Miss over Southern Miss, top of the second. Northeast baseball up 3-0 after 2 complete against Meridian. 2-2 pitch coming. Oh, my goodness, good looking pitch to ring her up on that time. Instead, the count goes full at 3-2. Well, as we said, neither one of these umpires have really been given that inside corner of the plate. This pitcher, you kind of got to adjust. This pitch lifted and foul. We'll stay at 3-2. Hey, if you're watching, hit us up on Twitter at Let's Go ICC. I know baseball going on in Senatobia. It's on nwccrangers.com/watch as there's strike 3. Take a look at that. Renaissance Bank strikeout. That's back-to-back-to-back strikeouts now for Olivia Burns. She's got 4 Renaissance Bank strikeouts in the game. Renaissance Bank, understanding you, renaissancebank.com. They'll have our Wanna Play Wednesday play of the week coming up as there's a hard hit ground ball past the third baseman. That'll be a single for Cummings. And so a 1-out single. The 6th hit of the game for the Lions. Now up is going to be Seals. Seals is 1 for 2 with a strikeout, a single. She was left stranded back in the 4th. Left stranded in scoring position. And how did that pitch not hit her? Wow. Ball just fell off the table a little too soon. Conley blocks it up nicely and keeps the runner at first. We're in the top of the 6th. ICC leading at 5-1. Swung on and missed. 1-1 now is the count with 1 out and a runner on first. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner on first. Whew. That pitch has been there. And it looked good again, but just the umpire, I sigh like that, but you can't really complain because he hasn't given that inside pitch to ICC or East Mississippi all day, so it's been consistent strike zone. That one missing outside. 3-1 is the count. I guess the only way you can complain is the fact that it's been a tight strike zone today for both teams. There have been some good-looking pitches that should have been called some strikes today. This pitch popped up shallow. Center fielder going to come on and squeeze it for the putout. That's Corey Childs for out number 2. So 2 away now, and this is going to bring up Phillips, the second baseman. She's 1 for 2 on the day with a ground out to short and a single. She was erased on a fielder's choice back in the second.
Number 2, Kiera Phillips.
So the shift will be on here defensively. You see the Indians setting up in anticipation of the slap hit. The infield coming in extremely tight. Boy, if she can get something down over the head of the second baseman, she can run for days. As there is a gap. You see Boots right there in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, and then just adjacent of the eye in Itawamba is Corey Childs. So, yeah, if she can hit something past the pitcher, and there's where it goes. That's up the middle. And we'll try to get the runner at second. Does not. But, yeah, if she could have went on the other side of the pitcher and squeezed one through, that would have been trouble for the Indians, but that's why they have scouting reports.
Rebecca Williams.
And that's why the shift was on. Now it's going to be Rebecca Williams coming to the plate as they go back to normal positions defensively. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. ICC with a 5-1 lead here in game 2. That pitch inside for a ball. Williams reached on a fielder's choice in her first at bat, grounded out to second for the second out of the 4th inning. So she's 0 for 2 on the day. There's a jam job, and oh, what a play! Vasquez with the diving effort. Let's take a look at that on the Little Caesars instant replay. JoJo with the leaping out to end the inning, and the umpire punches it out with some authority. Big time play there. Another play that could be up for What a Play Wednesday. Brought to you by Renaissance Bank. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. ICC leads it 5-1. Back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
You could say it's about the clubs. You could say it's about the ball. You could even say it's about the course or the weather. But what it really comes down to is consistency and hard work. Over and over and over again. At Renaissance, we understand consistency. We understand hard work. Most importantly, we understand you. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
This broadcast on Let'sGoICCTV.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Palm, Kegel Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as it'll be JoJo to lead us off here in the inning after making that great diving catch over there at third to end the inning. So Vasquez, who is 1 for 2 on the day, was robbed of an extra base hit on a nice play out in left field as that first pitch missing for a ball. Vasquez looks that pitch inside for a ball. 2-0 now is the count. Pitch hangs up high for a ball. 3-0 now is the count here on JoJo. It'll be the 9-1-2 batters due up here for the Indians. Vasquez, Childs, and Sullivan. 3-0 is the count. Figure the red light to be on here for JoJo. And it is, and it goes across for a strike. (3-1) is the count. No outs as Vasquez leading us off here. Rips one right back up the middle. Return to sender that time for JoJo Vasquez. Good job by JoJo getting her second hit of the game.
Number 7, Corey.
Now up will be Corey Childs. Corey is 2 for 2 with a walk, 2 runs scored, a couple of stolen bases, a couple of singles as well. So Corey will come in here. She has stolen 34 bases on the year. Swings on the first pitch he sees, and it's a ground ball past the third baseman. Fair ball. That's going to go for a double for Corey Childs. See if we can catch that on the Little Caesars instant replay. I was a little slow on the trigger that time. That is the third hit of the day for Childs. She showed bunt, pulls back, and just rips it past the third baseman.
Meg Sullivan.
Vasquez slides in safely, or excuse me, just dips in safely at third, and now up is going to be Meg Sullivan. Sullivan with an RBI opportunity here. Swings on the first pitch he sees, fly ball out to right field. It's going to be deep enough. No, they're going to not score the run. Now Childs was heading to third, will head back to second, so that will be a fly ball out to right for the first out of the inning. Pretty good arm out there in right field by Cummins. Did not hesitate to fire that one back in. And now up is going to be Samantha Conley. Sam reached on a fielder's choice. It drove in a run. And her previous at-bat flew out to left and also had an RBI single. Part of that 3-run first inning here. Looking for her third RBI of the game. Takes that first pitch across for a strike. Indians lead it 5-1. Bottom of the 6th, trying to pick up some insurance runs. Of course, when we talk about those insurance runs, we remind you of your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox. For all your insurance needs, go by and see Joey, whether it be home, auto, or life. He's located on South Adams Street right here in Fulton, a proud sponsor of ICC Athletics here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. So waiting the pitch here. Conley lifts that pitch high for a ball. 2-1 now is the count with 1 out. Runners on second and third here for the Indians. We're in the bottom of the 6th, ICC, with a 5-1 lead here over EMCC. And that pitch across for a strike. Good pitch that time by Stewart. So now the count goes 2-2 here on Conley. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners on second and third. Pitch from Stewart. Grounder, and it's going to be stopped by the shortstop. No play. Infield single that's going to score a run. And the Indians take a 6-1 lead. And the third RBI of the game for Conley. Her second hit of the day, and ICC now leads it 6-1. We'll have I believe a runner coming, or no, excuse me, actually this is going to be a new batter coming in. This is going to be number 10, Hannah Williams, coming in to hit here in place of Bailey Springfield.
Now coming to the plate for the Lady Indians, number 10, Hannah Williams.
Corey Childs could not advance on that ground ball. Good job by the shortstop. English just to dive in front of that one and stop it from getting to the outfield to allow 1 run to score. Now we are going to have a runner come into this situation here. And this is going to be number 13, Lily Moore, coming in to run for the catcher.
Runner at first base for ICC, number 13, Lulu Moore.
So Lily Moore will be over at first. That's Corey Childs at second. And this is Hannah Williams at the plate with 1 out. Indians, if they can pick up 3 runs here, 3 more runs, I should say, could end it early. That pitch up high for a ball. 1-0 is the count here to Hannah Williams. She had 1 at bat in the first game of the day, and that was a strikeout. That pitch across for a strike. A Bank of Oklahoma scoreboard update. It's 1-0 Northwest after 1 complete in Game 2. That's in baseball over the Indians. Visit that one on nwccrangers.com/watch. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. That pitch paints the corner for a strike. Well, I guess what it is this home plate umpire does not like pitches inside on batters because he's not been giving that corner to right-handed batters today. It has been given it, though, against left-handed batters. So I guess he does not like them jamming the batters. That pitch just a bit too far outside. Not a bad spot to miss if you couldn't get her to chase one. Good eye by Hannah Williams to hold off on that one. Speaking of good eyes, get your eyes checked at the Cagle Eye Center. 862-EYES, 862-EYES to set up your appointment. Slow roller to the shortstop, and she tosses it over to third. Gets the fielder's choice and retires Childs. Got her just before she got there. So Corey is retired on the fielder's choice. And we're going to have Macy Cox come to the plate. Looks like we're going to have possibly Springfield re-enter here and a chance to run. So Hannah Williams. Actually, it's going to be Mackenzie Toombs that's going to come in and run.
Runner at first base for ICC, number 16, Mackenzie Toombs.
A freshman out of Ackerman, Mississippi, will now come in to run, and this is going to be Macy Cox. Macy is 1 for 3 on the day with an RBI single. Back part of that 3-run first inning for the Indians. They lead at 6-1, bottom of the 6th. Macy pops this one. The center fielder going back and is going to catch it. That's about a step shy of the warning track to end the inning. Well, there for a second, as I said, it sounded good off the bat, but just did not have the legs to travel. So the Indians get 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. Indians 3 outs away from getting the sweep of East Mississippi here in Game 2. We'll take a break and hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Did you know your child's eyes can be checked as young as 6 months of age? They do not have to know their letters or even be able to talk in order to receive a comprehensive eye exam. Your eye doctor can tell you many things just by looking at them. I'm Dr. Laurie Cagle of Cagle Eye Center in Fulton. We offer comprehensive eye exams to provide proper diagnosis and treatment of various eye diseases. Browse our large selection of frames available in prescription and non-prescription. Call to schedule your eye appointment today at Cagle Eye Center in Fulton.
So you took Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest pizza that has the most cheese and pepperoni at the nation's best price and then stuffed more cheese into the crust?
Yep, it's got 3 feet of cheese stuffed in the crust.
Huh.
Added more cheese to the pizza with the most cheese. Added more cheese to the pizza with the most cheese. They added more cheese to their pizza with
Poor
the
guy.
most cheese.
Couldn't wrap his mind around all that cheese.
They added.
Get a large Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest stuffed crust pepperoni pizza for $9.
Pizza.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we move now to the top of the 7th inning. It's Kelsey Yates now behind the plate for the Indians, replacing Samantha Conley. Re-entering at shortstop is Bailey Springfield. That looks like the only changes for the Indians here. Everything defensively looks to stay the same. Boots is out in right field. Center fielder Corey Childs, left fielder Meg Sullivan, third base Joanna Vasquez, second baseman is Madison Carnes, first base Shelby Newsom, and still in the circle is Olivia Burns. So for East Mississippi, this will be English starting us off, so it'll be the 1-2-3 batters due up here. Slow roller, back to the pitcher, bobs it around, tosses over, not in time. E1 on the play there. Boy, the Indians.
Number 24, Ashley Vickers.
Just luckily for the Indians, East Mississippi has not been able to take advantage of the errors. ICC with 4 errors on the afternoon. That's by my count. So a runner on first. ICC with a 6-1 lead here. That pitch looked good, but just missing inside for a ball. As I said, he doesn't like these inside pitches on right-handed batters. And on the other side of the plate, that's probably a strike, but that's the way he's been all day today. This pitch popped up, and Reed comes in and squeezes it for the out. Boots, I heard her calling off Carnes all the way up here in the ICC Foundation broadcast booth.
Number 12.
She gets the
Molly Singletary.
first out of the inning, and now up is going to be Singletary. That was Vicker who flew out to right. Singletary is 1 for 3 on the day with an RBI single. She is also struck out looking, flew out to right. Back in the third. Swings the first pitch she sees, and that's going to be a little flare out to left field. Sullivan couldn't get to it, and that's going to drop for a base hit. Luckily, she was running to try to make the play, tried to check up. The ball had some top spin on it, but bounced off her arm and stayed in front of her. If not, that one gets by, and that's trouble.
Cameron Williams.
And here comes Cameron Williams. Williams has singled, reached on an error, struck out to end the fifth. 1 out, runners on first and second. East Mississippi not going quietly into the night here in Fulton. That pitch missing outside for a ball. And she's going to jog down and talk to her coach here on the third base side. Get a few words of encouragement. And I think we're ready to go now. 1-0 is the count here to Cameron Williams. That pitch missing outside for a ball. 2-0 now is the count. Cameron can hit for some power here, so you do got to be careful if you're the Indians. That pitch clips the corner for a strike. As I said, you can't get those on right-handed batters, but on that left-handed side, though, you can get them. 2-1 now is the count. Change up. It's a beauty. Oh, called that a ball. Well, we talked about one of our newest sponsors. That's Kegel Eye Center here in Fulton. Maybe that home plate umpire needs to call 862-EYES, 862-EYES. After missing that one. This pitch popped up. Yates drifting back and squeezes it for out number 2. And then zips it over to second, but not in time. Boy, that would have been a big play there. Smart play by Yates to have the wherewithal to know to turn around and look to see if the runner was a little lazy getting back. Wasn't necessarily lazy, kind of dared her to throw it. She did, and
Carly Thompson
just got back before the tag was applied. So now with 2 outs in the inning, this is going to be Thompson, the DH. 0 for 2 on the day with a walk. And that pitch inside, missing for a ball. Runners on first and second. ICC with a 6-1 lead. We're in the top of the 7th. Here in game 2 against East Mississippi, the Indians trying to get the sweep. Fastball couldn't hang up on that one. Completes through the swing. 1-1 now is the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, and runners on first and second. Thompson at the plate trying to extend the inning. That takes that pitch across for a strike. 1-2 now is the count. Remind you that we'll have the Renaissance Bank postgame report coming your way next here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. Pitch is coming, foul back, and we'll stay at 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runners on first and second. That pitch foul straight back over the top of us here in the ICC Foundation broadcast booth. Find out more how you can contribute to Itawamba Community College through the ICC Foundation. Visit iccms.edu. That pitch up high, 2-2 now is the count here to Thompson. And there's strike 3. And that'll do it there on the curveball. Paints the corner, and that's strike 3 to end the inning. That is the 5th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day for Olivia Burns, and ICC picks up the 6-1 win here in Game 2 to complete the sweep of the Lions this evening in Fulton. We're going to take a break and come back with the Renaissance Bank postgame report as ICC improves to 30-6, 21-1 overall. East Mississippi falls to 17-22, 13-10. Or excuse me, 13-11 in conference play. We'll take a break and come back with the Renaissance Bank postgame report right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
This broadcast on Let'sGoICCTV.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Palm, Kegel Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you, wherever you go. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
And welcome back to the Renaissance Bank postgame report. ICC wins it by the final score of 6-1. Add that to a 2-1 victory in the first game today, and you've got the sweep for the Indians as they pick up their 30th win of the season. 7 seasons in a row now that ICC has won 30 games or more on the year. Take a look at some of the Little Caesars instant replays throughout the day as we take a look at some Sonic stats, and let's start with East Mississippi. English was 1 for 4 on the day. She did have a single and scored a run. Vickers was 0 for 3 with a sacrifice bunt. Singletary was 2 for 4 with a pair of singles and a strikeout. Camry Williams was 1 for 4. She reached twice after reaching on an error. She also had a single and a strikeout. Thompson was 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts and a walk. Cummins was 1 of 3 with a single. Seals was 1 of 3 with a single and a strikeout. Phillips was 2 for 3 with a pair of singles. And Rebecca Williams was 0 for 3. She did reach on a fielder's choice. For ICC, it was Corey Childs. She was 3 for 3 on the day with a walk and 2 runs scored. She stole 2 bases to total 34 steals on the year. You had Meg Sullivan was 1 for 4 with a single, stole her 15th base of the year. Samantha Conley, she was very effective at the plate today. She was 2 for 4. She had 3 RBIs and a run scored. Bailey Springfield was 0 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt. It was Hannah Williams who was 0 for 1. She did reach on a fielder's choice. Macy Cox on the day was 1 for 4 with an RBI single and a run scored. Shelby Newsom was 2 for 3. She had a double and a solo home run. She also grounded out to short. Olivia Burns was 0 for 3. She did reach on an error. It was Mackenzie Piper who was 0 for 2. Haley Reed was 0 for 1. And Joanna Vasquez was 2 for 3 on the day. Let's go ahead and name Corey Childs. I'll tell you what, let's name co-stars of the game. It was Corey Childs along with Shelby Newsom being named our Legend Sports Grill Legends of the Game. Corey 3 for 3 with 2 runs scored, and he also had a double and a home run with a pair of RBIs and a run scored for Shelby Newsom. They'll be our Legend Sports Grill Legends of the Game. For ICC, they scored 6 runs on 10 hits. The ugly part of the day was the fact they had 4 errors on the game. For East Mississippi, they had 1 run on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits. And they had 2 errors on the day. So they went 1 run, 8 hits, 2 errors. ICC 6 runs, 10 hits. and 4 errors. As we said, ICC improves to 30-6 overall, 21-1 in conference play. East Mississippi falls to 17-22, 13-11 inside conference play. They entered this series at number 7 in the standings, so we'll have to check the standings tomorrow to see where they are. Of course, ICC stays atop of the conference rankings. There, they moved up to number 4 in the country, the highest ranking ever for an ICC softball program. So congratulations to the Indians, Coach Kurt, Coach Hall, and more, and all the players that came before us as well. As you take a look at some of the highlights here, ones that set the table to help us reach this level of play here at ICC. So for the 7th straight season, ICC wins 30 games. And, of course, we still got a few more to play. ICC scheduled to travel to Gulf Coast on Friday. Don't know where that game will be. It'll either be at Gulf Coast or it could be at a neutral location. Either way, we'll let you know on Twitter at Let's Go ICC, also on the award-winning athletic website, letsgoicc.com. So it's been a fun day. ICC gets the sweep, 2-1 in Game 1, 6-1 in Game 2, as that's going to do it here for Adam Gore and Adam Gore. It's just been me today. Raphael Henry is here for a little while, and he's shooting the honors night tonight at the Fine Arts Auditorium. You can see highlights and more on our YouTube page by searching Let's Go ICC on YouTube. So that's going to do it. Have a blessed evening, and as always, Roll Tribe.
When I think of potential, I think of a matchstick. When a matchstick reaches its potential, it releases a flame that ignites everything around it. 2018 brings new potential for you and your life at Itawamba Community College, where you are each empowered to do great things. You can be better, accomplish more, and live a life that is above the bar. Your potential is here.